Were we just here a year ago? It feels like just yesterday, but here we go, another hockey season.
It's kind of like Groundhog Day with a little bit more time in between. You same people, the same questions, but the circumstances do change every year, really. So here we go, back at it again.
I think one of the big circumstances this year is the new coordinator of officiating, Dan Shakti, comes in. So talk about what's going on there and how he's come on board and already kind of taken ownership of it.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Dan. Everyone who was on the committee that interviewed him over the summer, first of all, you saw his resume, and you know, he's officiated more games than any other American-born official. You know, take that, Stewie. 2009 games, I think. And but not only that, if you talk to him for 10 minutes, he's got a lot of passion. He's done a lot of supervisory work with the USHL, with USA Hockey. And, you know, we're coming from a position of strength, I think, and I'm sure some fans might disagree, but I think we have the best officials in the country. And I think what Dan is going to do is provide just some more resources to keep them on top of their game and to help develop the younger officials. I think we'll also see some kind of newer type officials who might have career aspirations to be an official, as opposed to, you know, most of the college hockey officials. I was going to say like the NFL officials, which is a bad example, but people that have full-time jobs and work on the weekends. You know, our officials, for the most part, even if they work in the AHL or Hockey East, they have other things they do. But there is another model out there. There are young officials who maybe used up all the time they can work in the USHL, and now they want to see if they can get on to the National Hockey League. And because of Dan's connections, you know, I know he's already had some conversations with people in the NHL who have a couple of young guys that need supervision, and they think placing him here would help under Dan's tutelage.
And the season gets underway. October 10th will be the first league game, Merrimack at Northeastern, and then we're off and running on another Hockey East schedule. And Boston College picked again at the top of the league this year in the preseason poll.
Yeah, I don't know a single coach who likes the preseason polls. You know, they either feel that they're better than what people seem to think, or they don't want the burden of certainly being picked to win it. And you know, I think I looked it up. Last year's poll, I think only 3 of the 10 schools finished where they were picked to finish, and that's probably normal, you know. And what's exciting about the start of the year, too, is that there is usually one, I was going to say this in my prepared remarks at Media Day, but there usually is one school that comes out of nowhere. And, you know, Lowell last year was a fairly extreme example of that, but, you know, team gets a new coach, and they've only won 5 games the year before. I don't think anybody thought they'd be a game away from the Frozen Four and win 24 games. So there may not be as dramatic a team in the mix this year, but my guess is there is somebody who will surprise people when it's over.
And your commissioner hat, obviously, working with the other commissioners, bringing in a new executive director of College Hockey Inc. Mike Sneak comes in this year. He's started just a few weeks ago, but I know he's already been to a lot of different locations, visiting a lot of different coaches. Just your perspective on the new executive director and where College Hockey Inc. is headed.
I had lunch with Mike last week when he was making a swing through Boston, and sat down with him and Nate Ewell. I think of them as a team. You know, as impressive as Mike is with the energy he has, and you know, he basically was doing the same thing for Minnesota hockey that we're asking him to do for college hockey, promoting an entity and a model. So he brings that energy, and he brings a passion of a real fan. He's a big Bulldog, Minnesota Duluth fan. But I think with him and Nate, and they're about to post a job for their third person, Jeff Dwyer took a job down at St. George's. I think we're putting a very dynamic team together to get the word out about college hockey, and that's what the CHI at its heart is. It's an educational recruitment organization, and they're well positioned to get that message out to a lot of families and keep people on our campuses and not pursuing options somewhere else.